wish I was good and sweet and kind and kept you all.
Hi Janet. What was I saying? This is all going wrong. I thought the table was there. Okay, so you have asked at what point in my musical journey did I realise I could sing and decide that I wanted to take it further. I guess I would say it was kind of just really lucky that it turned out that I could sing, because I think I was going to sing anyway. Music was kind of constantly around. My parents met because my dad was a drummer and my mum was a singer, and all of my uncles and my aunties played guitar. I watched a lot of American soaps like Dawson's Creek and Buffy and ER, and I really empathised with those characters, maybe a little bit too much. So those were my first songs. My parents were very supportive, but kind of adamant that I ought to get an education as well. So when I was 17 I went off to university. I did this course and I loved it and I had an amazing time, but the longer I did it the more I knew that what I wanted to do was music, and on the side I was in an a cappella group and I was still writing lots of songs. And when I came back to London after I graduated, there just wasn't really any question that I was going to do anything else. And I think going to university and having the option of doing something else just made me realise that I didn't want to do anything else. How many languages do I speak? I speak French and English fluently because my mum's French, and obviously I grew up here. And then I also speak Italian, I speak passable Russian, and I used to speak Spanish. And now, when I'm very drunk, I speak fluent Spanish. When I'm not so much. Hi Paula, you want to know what you haven't heard of me? Well, it's a funny story. It's because I am the least organised and businessly efficient person, I think, in London. Releasing stuff and self-promotion, I have been a little bit sucky recently, so that's why you haven't heard of me. But now you have, you can tell everyone about me, and then they can tell everyone else, and it can be like wildfire, and that'll be fun. And the other thing is that I haven't actually released anything. I've had this really annoying thing where I find that when I get into a studio, even if I'm working with incredible sound engineers and producers, I never feel like what I'm creating is equivalent to what I do when I'm live. So I always urge people to come and watch my live gigs, because that's most when I feel I'm doing exactly what I want to do. So I'm working on this coming summer now on getting some stuff down that actually sounds like an accurate representation of what I sound like live. And then when that is ready, I should put that out on the internet, and then you'll hear all about me. You'll be sick of me. That is the plan. Meera, no, there's not an album imminently coming, but there will be one, hopefully. Probably more likely to be an EP, which is shorter, hopefully within the next 6 months to a year. And so I've decided that what I'd like to do really is to just keep like a complete stream of music coming out on the internet. Not necessarily with you having to pay for it, because as Paula just said, no one knows who I am, so why would you buy my stuff? But also because I think that my music and all music should just be readily available to listen to, and if you like it enough you can buy it, then buy it. But if you like it only enough to listen to it on YouTube with a montage of pictures of cats, then do that too. So my aim is to record 3 or 4 tracks within the next 6 months. Hi Alexis. When I need some downtime, it depends what kind of downtime I need. I tend to mainly just disappear into my head. The most likely place that I can relax and sound pretentious again is to go back to my parents' house and play the piano in their living room and sing. My parents have lived in the same place since I was born. When I started writing, I wrote this big, like, everything had to have a big note, like every 3 or 4 bars. So I sang like really effing loud for about 4 years. I live in Brixton, and I feel a little bit guilty if I sing really loud, because there are obviously people living around me. But for some reason, I'm inured to this at home at my parents' house. So I'll go home and play the piano for a while and sing really loudly for a while, and that will generally sort me out. April, that's really easy, my favourite London spot. So I like the cemeteries. I mean, there are lots of really beautiful places in London, and I could say, like, just having dinner with my friends, but this morning I was cycling around, so idyllic, and I cycled Brompton Cemetery. It was beautiful, and so I am from London, and I grew up in the first floor flat and didn't have a garden. And so there's a cemetery right by my parents' house, and that was where we used to go and chill out on the weekends, or where I learned to ride my bike. I grew up kind of viewing cemeteries kind of like parks with dead people. There's loads of kind of cute ones all around town, and when it's sunny it's very peaceful there. It's going to sound really silly, but you know when you go to an actual park, which is great, but then, you know, sometimes people being really noisy, or like throwing water balloons, or being youthful and carefree, and that's fine. But if I'm reading a book, then that really annoys me, and that doesn't happen in the cemetery. So I think that might be my favourite London spot. I think I was supposed to say something like a bar, or a cool club, but I like cemeteries. Lucia wants to know how many instruments I play. I trained to play piano through all my grades, and I played guitar, which I'm entirely self-taught, much to the chagrin, is that a French word? Of my band. My band are sad about the fact that I don't know what I'm playing on the guitar. So those are the only two that I play beyond the recorder, obviously, that I play competently or well. You asked if I'd like to play any other instruments. I'd love to play some other instruments. I have in my possession an accordion that I've broken, and I broke it before I learned to play it, and I take it out every now and again. I quite like to play that. The good thing if you play the piano is that you can play a lot of instruments are quite similarly laid out, so that's good. I've also always kind of wanted to play bass, but mainly because it looks really cool, and I want to be cool. But actually I think my favourite instrument, which isn't always viewed as an instrument, is the voice. I get frustrated by the fact that I can only emit one voice at a time, and when I sing or when I write, increasingly I find that I'm hearing, I say I'm hearing voices now, so I'm really bad. I'm hearing harmonies, and I guess I should get some backings. It's frustrating that I can't emit more than one sound at the same time. I'd love to play the cello, but I think that's just like a lot of hassle, and I just think it's too late. But yeah, the cello is potentially my favourite instrument, which was your question at all. So I'm sorry. So in conclusion, I play the piano and the guitar. I'd like to play a couple more others, but mainly I'd like to be a choir.
Ask again,